Hi, my name's Marylen Edwards. I'm Director of Mortgages for MT Finance. I'm here today with Steve Sanderson from Clever Lending to talk about the buy-to-let market, what's changed and where we see changes for 2025.
Hi, I'm Steve Sanderson from Clever Lending. I'm one of the key brokers in the firm, looking at the buy-to-let market here with Marylen.
Let's start with the specialist lending landscape and how that has evolved over the last few years, especially in the buy-to-let sector. What differences are you seeing in how brokers now use specialist lenders?
More brokers are open to that specialist lending market, I think with the change in their customers and how they interact with property. They're looking at that sector more and more. Though the more mainstream lenders have tightened their criteria, whereas the new players coming to market have offered something different to their customer base.
Do you think the natural broker diversification or client diversification in asset type has also had this sort of drive? So landlords are going more for HMOs, MUFBs to get capital out?
Definitely, and the specialist lenders have picked up that gap in the market where the more mainstream lenders haven't, and that's been great for us as a packager to help our broker community open up their mind to that specialist lending market.
So with the changes in the market, both from local authorities, from the regulator, from lenders themselves, what do you think are the key challenges landlords face both now and going forward in 2025?
The outlook definitely is challenging, but with specialist lenders introducing kind of products where they can help that affordability issue, that's the biggest thing against the interest rates, and that'll allow borrowers to capital raise and continue to grow their portfolios.
What do you think about obviously the stamp duty charge? Do you think that will impact buy-to-let landlords?
Yeah, it'll make landlords make a more informed decision about what assets they want to invest in, as opposed to just those single lets. More borrowers are now going into that specialist space of HMOs, multi-unit blocks, etc.
And the regulation from councils, obviously the specialist licensing and the additional licensing, that seems to be more widespread now than even it was 12 months ago. Do you think landlords are educated enough with that?
No, I think the brokers are bound to want to educate their clients in that market, and it's having a good understanding of their local knowledge as opposed to just that national framework.
Yeah, and likewise with lenders, I mean, I feel as well there isn't enough education that comes out on those licences from the local authorities, even from lenders, but again, as you say, you're duty bound by the local area and the local authorities actually helping people to get it right for the clients.
And sometimes as a broker you have to educate maybe an underwriter a little bit in terms of those local niches, where it might just be outside of an out of 4 area as opposed to just those kind of standard frameworks that are issued by the local authority.
How do you feel lenders and brokers can work together more effectively to improve the customer journey?
I think embracing technology does help. Things like AVMs have helped within the specialist market take away some of that underwriting requirement, speed up certain transactions, and also lender systems. Some are more challenging than others to use, and we still like that communication with an underwriter. Having a chat over a phone call for 10 minutes can sometimes save 15 emails over a period of days with those underwriters.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that's one thing we at MT like to do, where we can, dedicated underwriters to our bigger introducing partners, having that ability to pick up the phone to the same person who understands you and your business. We are also working on some new technology improvements. We appreciate some lenders are going full AI, but the human touch is also appreciated, especially within the specialist sector. So we will improve where we can, but unlike some people, we won't be able to go fully AI.
That's understandable.
And the human touch is what makes the specialist market work. So moving on, what emerging trends should brokers and lenders be preparing for in the type of transactions that they will see?
I think landlords are looking for stability in their income at the minute. We're seeing a lot of landlords engaging with local authorities or social housing type leases and tenants. just to give some stability over a longer period rather than dealing with just an AST over 6, 12, 18 months.
So what value do you think specialist lenders like MT bring to the table for brokers and clients?
I think it's opening up that flexibility. The bit between the banks and the more commercially minded lenders has been a little bit underserved. As much as there are plenty of lenders in that market, having a different perspective, having some flexibility within that sector has definitely helped get more deals done. HMOs are a classic example where clients are saying, well, landlords are saying to brokers that I want this on a commercial valuation, but it's still just a house with tenants in, as opposed to having that next level of licensing. And understanding those transactions more, and specialist lenders do understand those more than the more mainstream lenders.
Yeah, I have to say we as specialist lenders see a lot more of the sui generis and hybrid, where you've got HMO and an element of multi-unit involved as well, and that's just landlords diversifying to maximise capital and fill a massive stock gap in the market as well.
And I think that will continue to be going forward.
How do you feel lenders diversifying their products, like MT Finance's Tier 2 product, assist you as a broker in placing cases better for a client?
Credit blips happen. They are more common than we care to admit in some scenarios. You only have to stay in a parking space 5 minutes too long to get that CCJ. And the only time you ever know about it is when you apply for your next mortgage. Tier 2 from MT will actually help place more deals, and where they can ignore that adverse credit, helps the landlord achieve something where they thought they were stuck.
So finally, what do you see as the greatest opportunities for growth in buy-to-let, both for lenders, yourselves and applicants in 2025?
It's going to be a challenge, there's no hiding away from that. There's going to be changes in the economy, but mainly property investors tend to embrace those changes. They will look at their portfolios, they will maybe offload some of their underperforming assets, look at the assets where they can be reconfigured into something like a HMO or a multi-unit block, utilising different products to get there, and then supporting with the specialist lending market as refinancings come out.
Do you think that some landlords will also dip their toe into the commercial space a little bit, given that semi-commercials are predominantly residential, so their experience will allow them to naturally progress?
Absolutely. Again, a bit more diversification, maybe utilising those assets and getting the most out of those, converting those into HMOs or multi-units as well to take them further into that residential market as way of reducing that commercial space. But also looking at the commercial investments where they are tenanted, they offer longer term income solutions as opposed to, again, just those AST routes.
Yeah, and I think with more and more local authorities, and I don't know if you agree, with these specialist and additional licences that are coming in, they're coming in now for residential houses as well. Yeah. So if you have to go to the whole applying for those licences and having those licences in place, then you might as well diverse that asset at the same time, if it's no additional paperwork to get it to a small HMO or a small multi-unit.
And everything comes at a cost.
Yeah, and so you get the gain from it. Yeah, so that's good, and that's what we're here to help you do, and that's how you can help your clients grow, get more capital, buy more properties.
Indeed, that's what we're here for.
Thank you for coming in today, Steve. It's been lovely chatting, and hopefully between the two of us we'll have a very successful 2025.
Here's the future.